Yo, here is how we beat the Malphite matchup. So, as a starter, I'm gonna showcase the runes really quick. This is what you should follow up. We are basically attacking the minions, so we can stack up Grasp, so we can like proc his passive in one hit actually. And so far so good, so we go for a nice spaced basic attack. And as much as possible, you wanna keep him in combat, just because like as long as you keep hitting him, his passive will not be able to regenerate. But if you have to spin through the whole wave, then you could just allow his passive to come back, just because he would overpush the wave, giving him more free CS. So that's that. Now, as a matter of fact, what I really want to showcase is that let's just go through the runes really quick as well. So it's just generic grasp, you know, demolish, second wind, overgrowth, legend alacrity, blast, and everything else is just generic. Now, in here you guys noticed that I did actually like commit for a weird proxy. Not really gonna proxy. What you really have to do is to invade the scale, because as you guys noticed, Malphite has to give up a big wave if you want to follow up. If he's walking towards me, I have the option to also spin out, just in case. And what you guys have to remember that yes, the scale tried to invade my echo on blue, and so what's gonna happen is that now she doesn't have smite actually, and what's happening is that this game he can't really secure this shit, and so what we are doing here, we are snatching it away. With our E-spin, we could ban E-spin on this, but because she's not here, I'm not spinning, I'm just eating the small ones. And now we got a really nice crux for ourselves, and Echo gets the Raptor. So ideally, it's kind of a troll PKL jungle. She goes a bit low on HP, she's very squishy, very vulnerable to invade, so that's why like there was like a good angle to like check on him on crux, if it makes sense. And if anything, the matchup is still pretty solid. Now again, you just want to go for like some last space basic attacks, and just like that you just want to keep on the combat as much as possible, because we do have ignite currently, and you can really be like smart about your usage of your basically like grasp, and as much as possible you kind of like wanna like maybe bait him into your own minions if it's possible, by spacing or baiting out his W just like this, so the minions could also like proc his shield, just igniting just in case. And I know he will flash, but because he will flash, I'm gonna press a Q. He will flash here, I know, but I flash away instantly. Now, arguably I could then flash away without basic attacking to make it a bit safer, so it doesn't connect his E. But yeah, it still worked out. Now, we went for a greedy move there. We waved there as fast as possible. Now, I know this does look bad because gobble gobble, what if he arrives? Now, all that we can do then, if it TPs, is that we choose to actually just back off and get our Vamp Scepter. So I needed one more minion to get Vamp Scepter, but Vamp Scepter is really big for you, just because the amount of sustain you get is pretty insane, so that was like a reason why I wanted to last hit that minion. In case he TPs, yes, you have to pick out. Check his items, usually he brought 2 cloth armor, so it means he's more tanky than before. And as we see, he starts to really hurt at this point, but our sustain is also like very high. So again, as much damage as he does, as much as he kind of like also wastes his mana, if it makes sense. Now, what I really want to point out is that you gotta keep proccing his passive, and if you proc his passive before he connects his W by chance into you or his E, it will deal less damage, just because his W provides him armor when his shield is up. And what does that mean, guys? His W's damage scales with armor, his E's damage scales with armor. So in particular, if you ever get to, you should like basic spin or spin basic, or just, you know, basic walk away if you want to space his W, whatever. But the idea is that you want to proc his shield as efficiently, as quickly as possible, so he will deal actually like less damage. And you know, as a matter of fact, in here we also get to proxy after that really nice kill. It was just like a basic all-in when he misplayed. And as far as you guys noticed, this guy also skills his Q on Malphite. He doesn't go 2 points in his W. We're gonna W him and chunk him a little bit. We got 2 nice grass procs. The reason behind that is very simple, so he gets less CS. That's why you wanna W him. Even if you don't kill him, there's nothing else you really wanna walk for, and taking Krugs is very slow pace now. So in particular, you don't really like wanna go Krugs yet. We have to wipe this wave, right? We skip forwards. There's nothing interesting here. Kale is really weak to collapse on me, and in particular I also have Arse, so there's Nothing really that's dangerous in this spot. Now, as far as you guys noticed, you're gonna take Krugs and you're gonna spin into the next wave very efficiently. Now, what I really wanna point out is that how do you do these Krugs anyway? So you wanna kite them upwards, and how do you not miss out on the minions, right? So where your minions are on top side, that's where the enemy minions are as well. So we see there is this tower, right? And there is this exact same tower where the enemy minions are. So if I reveal the map, they are in the exact same spot. They have the same amount of movement speed, right? Now, because they have the same amount of movement speed, I'm gonna turn this off again, which is gonna go actually my blue side. So as we can see, just because they are here, it means that these are here as well. I have to walk up, and we can see they're quite in the even position. And now we can get the wave as well, super nicely. It's also warded just in case Kale is around. Pressing my Q here just to stay a little bit more healthy. It looks like this Malphite Rika kiting it away from potentially Malphite. And as far as you guys noticed, this is again like really nice. Malphite can't particularly kill me. I again W him. What does his W do? Nothing really, but we chunk him a little bit because maybe he loses cannon question mark. No, he doesn't. Oh, I almost did lose it. That's on me. Now, because Samira is actually like... Actually, Samira, was she cooking? I think I will pick her up after this wave. Was cooking, good looking. Now, if he collapses on you, it's not really a problem because, like... certainly he doesn't deal enough damage to kill you. He has a lot of armor though, but again, he loses a lot of CS. I spotted this guy coming topside, and we just pick him up. Simple and easy. And these guys are highlighting a lot on the enemy side. Now he got the healing Drake, and every matchup is way harder because they have way more sustain if they get the Ocean Dragon. That's a very OP dragon. If your Malphite doesn't get this matchup continues to be like kind of easy, right? Like it continues to be easier, but now his sustain is pretty high because his armor is high. Now his healing is high with Grasp and Drake, so now it's a bit tougher to short rate into killing him if it makes sense. So it can get a bit funny, like when he randomly heals, then you just don't kill him. It's pretty strong as a Drake, but you know our short rates are also like kind of like hurting at this point. And this like nice Grasp like mixture of damage helps you a lot to like proc his shield, right? Because he gets a lot of bonus stats, defensive stats. He gets a lot of damage, right? And like in particular, like we still get like some really nice Grasp procs. Now again, you gotta like keep your guards up because he may gonna aura you, and if he ever finds lethal damage when you go lower, that could get fucky. So again, he auras a bit too early. We W commit, limpicked my basic attack. I mean, you can say I fucked it up because like yeah, it just attacks with slowed me, so it couldn't really be connected. But I'm pinging my Ekoga if in case he can just like step up and kill this guy, it would be great. And as it is trying to shoot, he misses, it doesn't connect in time. That's fine. We know he doesn't have ore currently. We get one plate and we're gonna go for the next hit now. In particular here I could bait Malphite into Echo because he has no ore, so again we wipe this wave in no time, we heal up, we get our level up, so we're not in particular in a scary spot. And in case Malphite rotates, we could collapse on him with Echo's W. In case he doesn't, that's totally fine, we can pull a B. And because we farmed up so much gold currently, look, 2500 at the down. We get our Ravenous Hydra. Now we are still like highly capable then to fight this Malphite despite him like scaling his armor up with items. And as you can see, I can just like all in him, and he does damage, he does tank my shit, but however I heal a lot, so a lot of the damage is severely diminished, and we're gonna heal everything up he throws at us if it makes sense. So currently I'm also taking the plates, spawning the grabs on it, all that. We know he has no ore, so he can't ore me here with animation of my spin. And yeah, it's just super nice. So it does damage, but we do damage. And by the way, normally this Malphite should be way lower on HP. It just he has this Healing Drake, which can get pretty disgusting. Like on Malphite specifically, dude, it can get pretty disgusting. That's my humble opinion. Like, pressing Q in case he does R, we react it now. If you feel like this is too dicey and you may not be able to react it, that's totally fine. You could just like not go into fights like this. You could just heal up of minions and whatnot, so that's also fine. Now, in here he does recall. We do get the wave. We do get his tower soon. But you don't necessarily have to go into these dicey fights, especially if you don't feel like you can react in time. And as we see, like, just because of the Drake itself, you know, as Malphite decides to int anyways, but just because of the Drake itself, you know, it was able to, like, well, that's why the fight was basically close, actually. Like, for you, it wouldn't be this close if you wouldn't have the Seething Drake, if it makes sense. So, potentially, you don't even have to R in that spot, I'm just saying. But yeah, we get this whole tower. It's 14 to 1, so my team is winning pretty hard as well. And as you can see, it is Malphite with Malphite, and he will go just 0-3. How can people spam that much without like getting like muted? That's crazy. That's crazy. Doesn't the system flags that shit or something? Now, in here, it's plain and simple. We steal his Krug, so Kill doesn't get to scale up, get her levels, and we also get like value for our own self. And now, what do we want to do here is that you see, like, Samira is really low on threat, and so this Kill is also very weak, so I get to collapse on her as soon as she face checks. I'm only gonna W when I need to. Sadly, I don't get a good collapse angle. I tried to kill her, but I didn't get any practical amount of crits. I think a singular crit would kill her there, but oh well. It was a bit bad RNG. Rocking this whole thing and chasing Kill in his jungle. The plate, Echo picks the kill up, so that's still fine. I'm hoping Echo got to take this, wolves. And as you can see, even me, even my jungle is stomping now, so we also like set up this Echo to like really hard to carry this game. Now on top lane I don't really need my art that much, especially now with Malphite after Frozen Heart, it's not even like killable anymore. It's just the attack speed slow the armor is too much, so you could use your R more effectively around the map, which means that if you want to roam, for example on this Echo, on the Sonasaya, you could just like collapse on them and this guy goes crazy. And just use your R if you need to dive in here. I didn't have to use my R, but yeah. Then I also choose to like int my R for fun here, but at this point it's just kinda GG anyway, so don't mind if I do, but I do R here. We chip down the tower quite nicely, but no cigar, so this tower is still not gone. I pick up the tower right after. Sleeping top lane, but I think I shouldn't because Echo was already walking top side, so I was a bit bad from my part actually. I just even like told him that was a bad idea. Now in here I could insta buy PD, which means I get both mobility, attack speed and all that. Now usually I like Yuntal, but because they have like so many range champs, this mobility is like really good though as a second item because I could buy it as a whole. So like mobility is kinda nice to catch up to these guys. Because Yuntal would be nice into Malphite because you need like DPS, but you can beat him anyways even with Yuntal if he plays well. You're just gonna press E and yeah, fun stuff. Now with red, with this nice like magic damage, grass procs, right? You don't only deal physical damage completely, right? We can like kill this guy in no time. And yeah, like in particular, you really want to just extend your lead as much as possible before Malphite becomes too much of a problem. Especially, you don't really want to int into Malphite because then this matchup gonna get like very difficult. So that's also something you should really watch out for because these matchups, like many matchups, in fact, for Tryndamere, if you intent, they're gonna become very hard. So you got to be like really good actually at like hitting some good RNG crits, or just like knowing your matchup more practically. Now at this point they do FF actually, so GG well played. See you guys in the next one.